let me start it off with sort of explaining a little. So Deneb is basically a visual which uses Vega Lite as a language, and you can code your visuals in there. So how we sometimes write scripts in R or Python.
Anushka, just one moment. So I think if you can start off with the broad plan, right? I
Yes.
think that's good. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Sure. So in this session, this is going to be a very basic Deneb session. So I'll basically be plotting 4 kinds of simple bar chart, 2 horizontal and 2 vertical. And I'll be changing the charts a little, like sorting it out or adding labels to it. So this is a very basic, but I'll be making all of these charts through Deneb. So it will be a very basic introduction to it. So it basically uses Vega Lite, and see how we write R or Python codes to have some visuals. Similarly, this is how it's going to work. And there are some visuals like if you want to merge 2 different kinds of visuals in one, or if you want to have bullet chart and stuff like that. So those things are possible through the Deneb. So let me start off by the data that I have. This is a sample Superstore data set of Power BI, and I'll be using just 2 fields, region and sales. So I want to see the total number of sales by region. So this Deneb visual, this you can get from here. So you can import this visual from app source. So this is how it comes. So before starting here, I will have to add the fields I'll be using. So as I said, I'll be using region and sum of sales. Now I want to edit this. So I want to like realize which kind of chart I want in here. So say suppose I'm just using simple bar chart. So there are some templates we already have, like simple bar chart, group bar chart, these ones. So say suppose for now, let me just use a simple template. And it asks me to have a category and measure. So category, I want to have it by region and sum of sales, and I'll create. So this gives me a beginner's code. It has some specifications here. So in the next bar chart I'll create a code for that, which will be much more basic than this one. So this gives me direct visual from what I want. There's a very basic one. So let me go back to the report, and I'll just keep it like this. No changes here. This is the basic one. Now, let me try to have, so this next bar chart I'm creating is again the horizontal one, but this time I want to sort it out. And I'll be using an empty Vega Lite. So here I'm this, yes. Okay. Again, I have to add region and sales. Yeah, now I'll go to the edit part, and this time I'm choosing empty. So yeah, so this is a very basic one. I'll leave this, like I'll create a blank one. Now I have some code that I already have written somewhere. So because writing the code out will take much of a time. So this is a very simple, very basic code for a bar chart. So we have to specify a name here. Mark is sort of like a layer. So I'll explain layering in the last chart, but mark is sort of a layer for now. Then we need to encode whatever type of chart we are creating. So we have field region, and region is, since it's a text type of field, so we have nominal type. Similarly, field is sum of sales for x-axis, and the type is quantitative. So if I run this, yeah, so this basically sort of repairs for whatever small errors it could be. So missing bracket or stuff like that, basically. So this is exactly the one we got from the previous chart, and this is a very basic code. Now I want to sort it out. So I want to sort the y-axis, this central east south. Right now this is alphabetically, but I wanted to sort it by sum of sales. So west will be first, then east. So sorting will have a very simple part. So I want to sort the y-axis. So I'll add quickly here, sort. This is a function, and I want to add I want to sort it by field, and I need to write exactly sum of sales, and I need to specify the order as well, which is descending. So let me try and run if this works. Yes. So this is a very small change I made in this, and this basically sorted in the way. Again, very basic one. So the next I'm taking is going to be a vertical bar chart. So uh, it's very easy to guess the what I'm trying to do here. So me let me get a new visual here. Okay, let me just create a new page otherwise. Yeah. So new Deneb visual. I'm adding the fields again, region and sum of sales. And again, I'm going to edit, create. So here I'm going to start off with the basic one we had up until now, which is, yeah. So this is the basic one we had. And if I run this, yep. Yeah, so this is the basic one we had. So a quick thinking would be like, let's change this to Y and this is to X, and yes, that will work. But I want to add a couple more changes here to show more functionality than what we have here. So yeah, so there is one functionality that we can add, which is axis. Axis basically consists of whatever you want to do with X or Y axis. And it could be if you want to add a title to it, if you want to add a label angle, or change the size and stuff like that. So let me add a couple of things here. So say suppose we're talking about axis. So I want the title. Okay, we have the title, so no need for that. We still have the region title that works for us. But we can add the label angle. Label angle basically means, so you can see that it's vertical, and maybe I do not want that. I want it to be horizontal. So let me see if this works. Yes. So we have centrally, south, and west. This works. Now say suppose the y-axis we have sum of sales, and I want it to be a little different. So yeah, so again, as I said, axis is sort of universal for that. So let me just use axis title y. So this basically what it does is it gives a position of the title. So the sum of sales title we have right now, it's in the middle. Maybe I don't want that, so I'll change its position. I'm adding a couple of things here as well. So title angle, yes. Again, I want it to be 0. And lastly, title X. This determines the x-axis property. So right now I'm having everything as 0, and we'll shift it accordingly. So yeah, so it's a little bit wrong. We do not want like this. So I want it to be more up in the upper direction. So I'll do it -10. Let's see if it works. Yeah, so this is a bit clearer, but we could have the title, these X labels, like the 800,000, 600,000, this could be on the little right hand side. So you can do that too. This is some modifications that I'm trying to make here. Yeah, so this sort of works like that. This is the vertical chart again. So let me copy this. Yeah, so I am back to editing, and this time I want to add a label here. So when I mentioned the layer pattern mark, this basically means that there is a layer of bar chart in here. But say suppose I want to combine two bar chart, so we can add a layer on top of it. Similarly, if you want to say suppose add a label, a simple example that I'll be using right now, so we can just add a layer of label to it. So this will work like this. For this, again, the code is a little bit complicated, so I'll just paste some code. Okay, so after the encoding bit is done, I want to add a layer here. This is the layer, and since we're using bar type mark in here, I'll remove the mark from there. Yeah, so you can see that we have, let me just quickly check Yeah, I think, yeah, okay. So for the layer part, I'm adding two layers in here. First is the bar chart that we already have. And second is I want to encode a text for format. So I can just write text, but it won't show anything because I need to specify what text I want. And the field should be sum of sales. I'll explain this DY. Let me remove this so I'll be able to explain it. Yeah. So I remove that and
Scroll towards the top. There you have two commas
oh,
after it.
shoot. Yes, thank you. Okay. Yes, thank you. Yeah. So you can see the color of the bar is also changed because I specified here. So again, it depends on the formatting you want to have. And you can see that this looks a little bit wrong because this is right on the top of this bars. So you can change that. So when I added the dy text, that is for this only. So what this does is it gives a, okay, what now? So this sort of moves the text a little bit here and there. So say suppose I was not having values in here, I was having percentages in here. So there's also another thing that you can use, which is format. And you can just have, if you want, like whichever per percentage. So even if this is not a per percentage, let me add this. So I think I'll be able to show it in here. Yeah. So if, I mean, obviously this is wrong because the sum of sales is not in per percentage. But if you have per percentage, you can decide till how many decimal places you want in here. So this is a very basic kind of I have chosen in here, but let me change the screen I'm sharing. Yeah, so there are basically a lot of visuals that they have done on here through the Deneb. So this is the basic ones, and then this is create layered line and area chart. This happens with Deneb. This calendar heat map again uses Deneb. So there are a lot of applications to it which can be used. I started off with the basic one, and yeah, this is what I had. Any questions or any feedback?
A
Okay.
quick question, Anushka, is that like free to use or do we need any subscription for that visual?
No, it's free to use. I haven't paid anything for this. This is entirely free.
Okay. And will that work in server as well, Power BI Pro?
I don't see why I don't see why not, but I need to like research about it.
Okay.
I think it should, yeah.